in the national demonstration. So thanks to all of those people who are coming down. Our next speaker, really pleased that we've got him here today, because people will know that in our universities there are struggles against pay and pensions. There's strike action at Northumbria and Newcastle, I think, going on at the moment. So we're really pleased to have here Graham Smith, who's the chair of the Northern Region UCU Union. Please give a big hand to Graham.
Thank you. Can we start off by thanking the organisers of today? There's a hell of a lot of work goes into this, so please give a round of applause to the stewards, the organisers and the other people who have made this work. Oh, I need to go right closer to the mic, I'm being told. Matt's giving me orders here as well. I want to begin by saying that the UCU, which represents higher and further education, has one of the strongest policies against racism and fascism in this country. And the reason for that is that a third of our members are migrant workers. If they lose their jobs, they lose their homes. That's what's facing our members at the moment in terms of a wave of redundancies going across the country. That's why UCU branches are going into action one at a time. We need to generalise that as a union, but we also want your support as public and fellow trade unionists in our struggle to protect staff. At the moment, we've got two disputes happening, one in Durham over workload and potential redundancies, and another at Northumbria around pensions. And the great pension theft is another way of the employers in the sector taking money out of our pockets. So when you see those picket lines, please go across and talk to our members and show your solidarity. Our policy is to support the national demonstration, and I hope that you will go back to your workplaces and communities and build for that demonstration in London. It is absolutely key that we push back on the fascists and racists who are seeking power in this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Graham, and solidarity, I'm sure, from all of us here to UCU workers who are on strike. OK, I know people are getting a bit cold. It is a bit cold over here. The sun is sort of disappearing behind. We're going to have one more speech, and then we're going to have a bit of music to warm us up again before we have a few more speeches. So before we have Steve Fletcher, who's going to be coming on and warming us up with some of his fantastic music, I'm going to ask Janice. She's going to speak on behalf of Women Against the Far Right. So please, a big hand for that, Janice. Thank you.
I speak today as a woman against the far right who has spent many years running a women's refuge and 25 years as a social worker. I've also spent over 40 years as an anti-racist activist. For over a decade, the British far right has claimed the moral high ground on issues of child protection and protecting women, with slogans, speeches and online propaganda. They insist that grooming gangs, paedophilia and rape are imported evils brought to British shores by Muslim men, foreign cultures or refugees. It is a narrative as seductive as it is grotesquely dishonest, simple, racially charged and designed to incite outrage. But the facts tell a different story. I stand here enraged because the far right does not protect women. They claim to, but when exposed to the light of day, the far right's obsession with certain grooming cases is not about protecting women and children at all. It's about weaponising the trauma of victims to inflame racism, distract from systemic failures and obscure the truth about where the majority of abuse actually happens.
Say out loud with our heads and hearts unbowed. We are brave, we are proud, and we defy that we will not wait our turn, 'cause we have come to learn and opportunities seldom not. We will not wait our turn. We've come to learn that the more we push, then the harder this boat rocks. Just don't expect much change from the bottom of a barrel of dogs.
Okay. Fantastic. Steve Fledger, everybody. Give him a big round of applause. Thank you. And if you hang around till the end of the speakers, he's going to play again, I think, at the end. Now, there's a guy came, did you see the guy came and helped us out with the speakers before, Johnny? He'd like to come up and sing us a poem. Are you okay with that? Yeah. Johnny! Put your hands together with Johnny.
How's it going, Newcastle, you alright? It's an absolute beauty of a day for it, isn't it? Standing out here all cold and that. I'll give you one of me tunes. Globally lonely, home is unhomely. I don't believe in conspiracy. Life's what you make it. Please don't try break it. Caesar living under tyranny. Too much walkable sad. Any society under stress, you could fold them and knead them up like bread. Believe that human beings seem to lose their path with belief in lies. A non-void mass, you know, we're globally lonely. Home is unhomely, don't believe in conspiracy. Life's what you make it. Please don't try break it. I see you living under tyranny.
A lovely statement that she sent in for us. So I'm going to introduce Alex Summerson, who's another NEU member and teacher. So it's really, really pleased to have her here. Okay, Alex.
Thanks very much, Tony. I'm absolutely honoured to be here and to speak on behalf of Heather Wood. Heather is a phenomenal woman, one of the strongest working class women I've ever met. And if you haven't seen it, go and check out Iron Ladies, the documentary about the women that made the miners' strike possible. Friends, comrades, I'm really sorry I can't be with you in person today. I would much rather be standing shoulder to shoulder with you. I may not be there physically, but I am with you in spirit, and I send total solidarity to you all. Our cause is just. We stand against racism whenever and wherever we see it. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient, now. Always, because racism poisons our communities, divides working class people, and distracts from the real struggles we face together. We are also seeing women cynically used as a tool for division by the right, our rights, our safety, our voices twisted to stir fear and hatred. Let's be clear, we don't need those who have never stood with women to suddenly claim that they are our defenders. We know the difference between genuine solidarity and political manipulation. We refuse to be divided. We refuse to let racism dress itself up as protection, and we refuse to let hate speak in our names. We fight for unity, we fight for inclusivity, we fight for a society where everyone, no matter their race, religion, gender or background, is valued and safe. So stand tall today, stand proud, stand together, because when we are united, we are stronger than any force that seeks to divide us. Solidarity and love to you all.
And now we have Karen Reach. I'm very pleased to introduce her from the Majority Against Racism.
Good afternoon, Newcastle. Happy Valentine's Day. What a great day to actually be celebrating love over hate. Friends, neighbours, comrades, thank you for standing here today, shoulder to shoulder, in the proud heart of the North East, a region that has always understood what solidarity really means. We're here with one simple message: no hate, no fear, everyone is welcome here. Because this is who we are. We are Newcastle, we are Sunderland, we are Gateshead, we are the North East, and love, not hate, is the North East way. Today we say clearly, the majority of people in this country reject hate and support equal rights. The majority of people believe in fairness, decency, and standing up for one another. And that includes people who vote differently. It includes people who are frustrated, uncertain, or feel unheard. If we want to change, we must engage people, not shout past them, because division is the weapon for the powerful, and unity is our shield. And that unity must start with us. We know that at the end of September, our last rally exposed disagreements and tensions between local groups. That happens in movements. We are passionate people. But if we are serious about defeating the far right, we cannot allow factions to weaken us. We may differ on strategy, on messaging, on emphasis, but we share common ground, dignity, equality, anti-racism, and a belief that hate has no home here. If we are to fight the far right and stop their poison spreading, then all anti-racist groups in this region must find that common ground and build from it. We do not need uniformity, we need cooperation, we need maturity, and we need solidarity. Because the far right thrives when we fragment. They weaken when we stand together. Yesterday was also a reminder that democracy matters. It was a good day for democracy when the High Court ruled that Palestine Action should not have been prescribed as a terrorist organisation. Whatever people's views are, the principle matters. Protest cannot simply be silenced. The rule of law must protect dissent. I also want to recognise the important work of People Against Raphael here in our city. They are rooted in care and courage, challenging Pearson Engineering, an Israeli government-owned company operating here in our city. Grassroots action like that reminds us that ordinary people can hold power to account. But we must all confront the lies. Migrants are not taking over Britain. They're building Britain. 1 in 7 NHS workers was born overseas. Refugees are not flooding this country. They make up less than 0.1% of the population. The real crisis is inequality. More than 1 in 5 people in the UK live in poverty. That's 14 million people. That is not caused by refugees. That is the result of political choice. Don't blame refugees, tax the billionaires. Here in the North East, we know community, from Irish workers who built our railways, to Yemeni seafarers on the Tyne, to Syrian and Ukrainian families building their lives again today. Migration is our history, it is our culture, it is our strength. Newcastle is a city of sanctuary, and we defend that with action. When the far right say send them back, we say it's hate, not our neighbours, that doesn't belong here. Don't spread hate. We need to educate, because education matters. Culture matters. Shared spaces matter. If we want a different future, we must invest in schools, in youth work, arts, sport, and the places where people meet as humans, not headlines. So today, let's recommit, not just to rallying, but to organising from Tyneside to Teesside, Wearside to Northumberland, a movement that may debate but does not fracture, a movement rooted in dignity, equality, hope and love. Let this be our message. We will not be divided. We will not be ruled by fear. We choose unity on Valentine's Day. We choose unity and humanity every day. Love, not hate. That's the North East way. Thank you, Newcastle. Solidarity now and always. Free Palestine!
Thanks, Karen. Love, not hate. And it's good that you mentioned, you drew attention to the cost of living crisis as a big driver of the reason that people are getting disillusioned with the political parties, and some people are turning to reform. We had to make sure that people know the messages that we need to do that. So please welcome our next speaker. I don't know, we'll just wait for a brief interruption.
Mention the late racist Labour government.
Okay, our next...
austerity. It's Labour that's repressing people's country. Won't let us speak on the microphone.
Finished? Okay, so our next speaker, please give a big hand for Martin Levy, who's the President of Newcastle Trades Council. Thank you.
Okay, well, thanks for the invitation to speak, and thanks to all of you for coming today, and solidarity from Newcastle upon Tyne Trades Union Council. This today is just the first step. We're here to stand up to the far right, to start the process of building an alliance that must reach into every community, into every street. Newcastle Trades Council, registered with the Trade Union Congress, is the local forum for trade union branches of the city, and we signed up early to the Together Alliance. With some 200 trade unions, campaigns and community organisations involved, it's a vital and very broad initiative. Embedded as the Trades Council is in workplaces and communities, we understand that racism is a tool which is used to divide workers into fighting against each other instead of fighting the common enemy, employers and the capitalist class as a whole. And this tool has been waged relentlessly over the past decade or so by politicians and the media, blaming migrants as responsible for all the ills of society. And we have many ills: stagnating wages, rising unemployment, inadequate housing, disappearing local government services, long NHS waiting lists, a crisis in NHS dentistry with people having to pull out their own teeth, to name but a few. But migrants get the blame. When I was leafleting last Saturday for this event, I was accosted by a person who said he'd been homeless for 11 years and it was all because of the migrants. No, and you know this, that's not the reason. There aren't enough council homes for rent being built, and that's because successive governments haven't provided the funding. Likewise, the NHS, local government services, and with public investment that create jobs, the funding hasn't been provided by governments. Both Labour and Conservative governments, going back decades to before the credit crunch of 2008, have resisted taxing the super rich. In fact, there's plenty of money to fund public services and investment, but it's in the wrong hands. We have politicians who are mesmerised by wealth. Back in 1998, then new Labour Minister Peter Mandelson said, "We are intensely relaxed about people getting filthy rich as long as they pay their taxes." By 2012, he indicated he was no longer intensely relaxed, being more concerned about rising inequality and the downsides of globalisation. But his continued association with certain wealthy individuals rather undermines his supposed change of heart. And he's not alone among politicians in their attitude towards the filthy rich. Besides, the tax system is so structured that the super wealthy can find ways around it, such as offshore tax havens in the Bahamas, or moving to Monaco, as did billionaire Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who shut down the Grangemouth oil refinery last year with the loss of 400 jobs. And he has the gall to say, you can't have an economy with 9 million on benefits and huge levels of immigrants coming in. I mean, the UK is being colonised. Let's hope that the Football Association deem him unsuitable and unfit to own Manchester United FC. But we could do with having a government that would take wealth off people like him. As NEU General Secretary Daniel Cabede said, we don't have an immigration problem, we have a billionaire problem. Unfortunately, we have across Britain millions of people who feel let down and marginalised by politicians and who are being manipulated by the far right. Is it any wonder how much support there was in our communities for Operation Raise the Colours last year? We have a twin danger of fascist mobilisation on the streets and the potential of a far-right Reform UK government. And both Tommy Robinson and some Reform UK MPs have received donations from seriously wealthy people. And so we have a big job to do. It's essential that we mobilise over 100,000 people for the London demonstration on 28th of March to demoralise the fascists and show that Britain is not a racist society. And we have to continue to mobilise against local fascist rallies. But we also have to slow and reverse the popularity of Reform UK, splitting away from them voters who experience social and economic insecurity and who desire for things to get better. We need to expose Reform for what they are, a bunch of extreme Tories led by a city banker who have nothing in common with their voter base. If they get in the next general election, they will repeal the Employment Relations Act, which has just been brought in, slash public services and privatise the NHS. At work and in communities, we need to engage people in difficult conversations about what the far-right threat means. Today is the first step. March the 28th is the second. But that can't be the end of it. We're fighting for the democratic soul of this country. And with your participation, together, we shall win. Solidarity.
And now we have somebody who's travelled up from London to be with us today. We've got Stand Up to Racism national speaker, Andy Browner. Thank you.